We don't have time for this incompetence. I want your partner off the case. What's his name?
It's Raymond Holt.
Oh, it's Dad. I mean, Captain Holt.
Happily, I think the pace is faster now.
Yeah.
And that has influenced our performances as well, because we know that that's what it's going to be a little bit.
Sure.
Which I really love, because then when we do slow it down, I feel like it has more impact. But we get a lot of jokes in. I think in the beginning we wanted it to be really joke heavy, but it's a lot more jokes fit now than ever before.
Because we're all talking so fast.
Because we're all talking so dang fast. That's more on a technical level. I mean, for example, there were a lot of adjustments made on Amy's character. In the beginning, it was a lot more about her brothers and the competitive streak, which is all in there. But I feel like they found a rhythm and a comedic tone with her like halfway through season 1 a little bit.
Yeah,
And
it was
it really
of like
exploded.
the sort of awkwardness and yeah.
The like cocky nerd. And for Jake, I think in the beginning there was a little more of a like Lothario thing that we all immediately were like, that's not really working as well as it's not what we want to tell either. And we pulled back on it really fast. All the meanness at all that was there in the beginning, I think is pretty much gone. We actually have a pretty pleasant, easygoing cast. And Dan is that way and our writers are that way. There's a kindness that sort of permeates our show. It was part of the reason why I wanted to do a show when Dan and Mike Schur asked me, because I had done a week on Parks and it was similar there. And I really loved that. It's just nice to think about putting something nice and fun and silly into the world.
I've been stripped of my accomplishments and lost the respect of everyone in my life, including my dog.
Cheddar? No.
Yes, now he only poops for Kevin.
Oh, sir.
I mean, I just generally feel more comfortable on set. I didn't really know what I was doing in the first season. I didn't really know how to hit a mark. I wasn't used to, I've really only been on a television set a handful of times doing guest stars. And so I feel much more comfortable, and I feel more comfortable in my own skin as a human being, as a woman, and as an actor. And I think much of it is due in part to my colleagues who... Many of them have many, many years under their belt and are like true professionals. And so like being around them and watching how they work on a daily basis is truly like been a masterclass for me.
I would have to say it's a matter of settling down. When I came to sitcoms, I had never been anywhere near a comedic show. And so consequently, part of it was just learning how to sort of deal in the sitcom environment. And it's taken 6 years, and I feel like I'm like 45% of the way there, you know what I mean, to being really, really comfortable with it. But I learn a lot from watching my fellow actors, some who are comedians all in different styles. You know, there's only one Chelsea Peretti, there's only one Stephanie Beatriz, the same with Andy, the same with Joe, the same with Terry. You know, we're a whole different sort of like crazy mixed up bunch of kinds of comedians. You know, there's no sort of simple style that we all fit into, and that has been enormously instructive for me, you know. And so I feel as though every day I learn a little bit more. I still have the same, I would say, strengths and weaknesses that I did before, but I'm learning to find new ways of dealing with them and new ways of being able to tell the story in a comedic way and yet still a truthful way, which is the ultimate sort of challenge, is to be funny and humane at the same time.
Listen up. Not now, Terry. We're having an argument about who would win in a fight if we couldn't use our arms.
Everyone agrees I'd bite the best.
Meaningless. True strength comes from the pelvis, not the mouth.
There's been an assassination attempt.
What? And you let us just sit around talking about Boyle's pelvis?
I didn't let you.
I'm still not clear on how many times I've been married or divorced or not divorced or how many kids I may have out there in the universe. So that's always kind of interesting.
I find it interesting that I speak French. And,
Oh, yeah, right.
And what else? I know Morse code.
Right.
Those are all a little interesting little tidbits that I didn't know.
Last season, learning Hitchcock and Scully's origin story was especially tickleful. I always enjoy learning about Jake's backstory and his relationship with his dad and like the incredible dad stories. Rosa, finding out more information about Rosa. Last season, I think we had a joke where we found out that she'd gone to both med school and law school, and that she could fly airplanes. And then obviously, anytime we do a flashback to Holt, it's always like a fun learning experience about him. But yeah, sometimes it's just the little details. I remember Parks and Rec in the first season, we had a joke about Leslie Knope, how she takes her coffee. And it was, with like 8 packets of sugar and all that. And that became such a defining character. It was like a throwaway joke in the room. And that kind of thing can, like, I spent years, like, I used to really always put in that Charles had an erotic relationship to having his hair shampooed. And that was in a lot of episodes. I don't know why I was so insistent on that, but I was insistent on it.
Hold her down! NYPD, freeze!
That's how we do it in the 9-9.
You're going the wrong direction.
Damn it, all these hallways look the same. That was such a cool walk-off.
We are at a place with the show where we know the characters very well, and we're trying to kind of breathe some new adult maturity into them. Terry brought this up. It's a good point. Just, Jake and Amy are married. Sergeant Jeffords is now Lieutenant Jeffords. Boyle is still trying to get himself involved with Jake and Amy's life in a way. But yeah, there's this feeling of we've been around for a while, and let's start to kind of embrace the adulthood of these characters.
Yeah, I think one thing about this season too is it's a bit bigger. Like, we got to go outside a lot more, and we did some pretty big episodes. I was like, man, this is like Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
I know
this episode is a great one.
It's great, and the fact that Captain Holt is now Officer Holt, and I have to take his spot, which created a whole nother level of anxiety for me and the whole thing. But it's just a different world, and the way I like to phrase it is that high school is over for the precinct, and now we all have to grow up to a whole nother stage. Now we're all in college, and Captain Holt's not there to save us. It was a really cool kind of dynamic.
I feel like the writers have done a really good job with it. Anytime an episode like that has come up, like the Terry being racially profiled or Rosa coming out or active shooter situation, we spend a lot more time on those scripts and make sure that we all agree that our take is something we all really stand by, that we're not just doing it because we want to say we did something about that. And it's gone really well so far.
I'm gonna look straight into the camera and say, I hope you like living between St. Charles Place and Connecticut Avenue.
I don't get it.
It's from Monopoly. As where jail is. Whatever, it was a good line.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.